The Spinosaurus has had one of the more interesting evolutions amongst the eyes of paleontologists and avid fans of the Jurassic Park series. From stone cold killer to lumbering river creature, the Spinosaurus remains one of the most interesting of the dinosaurs. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 4 and Jurassic World Evolutions 2 have once again raised general interest in the Spinosaurus, bringing the legend back to center stage. But a question I have wondered for decades now is what happened to the Spinosaurus after it ran away from Dr. Grant and the Flaming River towards the end of Jurassic Park 3. And now we finally have information regarding what happened to the Spinosaurus, which also brings massive implications as to what's going to happen in the story of Jurassic World. Remember to stop that subscribe button and hit the bell if you haven't already, and let's get to it. When the Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex in Jurassic Park 3, fans were left furious and angry at this new dinosaur stealing the mascot of the series' thunder. Rightfully so. When the Spinosaurus disappeared into the forest without receiving payback for its killing of the Rex, fans grew a huge grudge against the dinosaur. Perhaps if the film's creators did include a death scene for the creature, that fans would have let the Rex's death slide a little bit more. But we know they didn't take that route in the final film. However, there was a deleted scene that was supposed to show the Spinosaurus being brutally killed. Remember that resonating chamber that allowed Grant to communicate with the raptors? Well, the scene at the end of the film where he uses the device to calm the pack of raptors down while they return the eggs almost had a much more drastic event take its place. A scene that never made it off paper for the film had Grant and others running for their lives from the Spinosaurus after the river attack scene. In a last-ditch attempt at ridding the Spinosaurus from their lives, Grant blows into the resonating chamber. In a matter of no time at all, a large pack of 20-plus raptors burst out of the forest. The scene was supposed to point the story in the direction that somehow Grant was able to tell the raptors that the Spinosaurus was the one who stole the eggs, and not the group of humans. In the deleted scene, the raptors all swarmed the Spinosaurus, ripping at its flesh and eating it alive. The Spinosaurus' massive size and strength are only enough to keep it alive longer and allow it to feel the raptors slowly consuming it alive, until it passes out and dies from its gruesome injuries. A truly brutal fate. But this was just a deleted scene that was cut likely due to the movie's troubled production. Animating that scene would have taken a ton of work and time, and the movie just didn't have that during its production. So the filmmakers let the Spinosaurus live. And for 20 years we had no clue of what happened to the animal. It simply disappeared from the lore and the future of the series till now. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous revealed a new Spinosaurus that everyone originally thought was the same Spino from Jurassic Park 3. But within the campaign for Jurassic World Evolutions 2, players are allowed to see what happened to Isla Sorna during the timeline between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. Mizrahi had begun his takeover of InGen, and we got to see how he and his workers went to the Big Island and captured some of the dinosaurs that would later be seen in Jurassic World. At one point, the Spinosaurus makes its return. In the game, just as I went to capture the dinosaur, a pack of raptors jumped out from the trees and began to attack the Spino from all sides. In a matter of seconds, the raptors had killed the Spinosaurus and its body was left motionless on the jungle floor. Now in the game, it was only 3 or 4 raptors that took down the Spinosaurus. Not a very likely number that would be able to bring down the Uber Spinosaurus. But I believe this was more or less supposed to just get the point across that the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus was killed by the raptors, just like how it almost happened in Jurassic Park 3. A brutal fate for a creature that murdered everyone's favorite dinosaur. Now, what about the Spinosaurus from Camp Cretaceous? Well, Evolutions 2 also may have alluded to how this new Spinosaurus was created. Right as the Spinosaurus dies from the raptor attack, you hear Mizrahi through the radio imply that he has a plan for the Spinosaurus corpse, and tells you to ship the body off the island to an unknown facility for some mysterious goal that we aren't told about. Now we all know that the new island in Season 4 of Camp Cretaceous looks mysterious, and clearly, with the inclusion of the saber-tooth, this facility is continuing to clone dinosaurs and other animals not on InGen's list. Perhaps Mizrahi shipped the Spinosaurus to this unknown island, where its DNA would be used to clone another Spinosaurus. Or maybe espionage occurred, and some of the dead Spino's DNA was stolen in order to create another version of the dinosaur like the one we see in Camp Cretaceous. The gaps in the lore are not quite fully filled in yet, But we did get one massive chunk in the story filled in, and that is, in fact, the death of Jurassic Park's Spinosaurus. How do you feel about the fate of the JP3 Spinosaurus? Was it epic enough for you? Would you have liked to have seen its death not as a quick little side note in Evolutions? Let us know in the comments. Thank you all for your time today, and share this video around with your dino friends so they can finally know what happened to the Spinosaurus. As always everyone, this has been Jacob, and I will see you in the next one.